It's the Dynasty Front Office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. I'm your host, Jesse Schneeman, and I'm here with the two best friends anyone has ever had, starting with the auspicious Austin Bell. How you doing tonight, Austin?
I'm great, Jesse. How are you, man?
I'm excellent. I get to host a show that I have no idea what's going on in.
That's
And
perfect.
I have no prep for, so I'm just along for the ride. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm good. We are officially less than 3 weeks away from the NFL draft.
Right on.
I feel like every day there's a new topic or something that this person's going here, this person's going later. So I'm good, man. It's always fun to keep up with that.
I feel like we're in misinformation season.
Yeah, we're at Malik Willis 102 season is where we're at.
Right. And my main man, Chad Mendoza. How you doing tonight, Chad?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, maybe Malik Willis should have gone 102. We'll find out this season.
We will. That is so
Wow.
true. That's a good point.
Well, I mean, he got his chance to start right away in Tennessee, didn't he? And he didn't look good. He definitely was a.
Did he play more than preseason? I thought he only played in preseason. Or am I going crazy? I don't remember. It obviously wasn't that good either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, continuing our recent tradition of talking about food in our opening segment. It's almost Easter. I know not everybody celebrates Easter, but at least in the stores that you go to around Easter time, there's candy.
Oh, yeah.
So I broke the seal on some Reese's eggs earlier. And yeah, one of them was a white chocolate egg. Austin, you didn't like my take.
Nah, man, as I told you then, you have really put this long string of not good takes out publicly, and now you're putting it on the show again.
Well, so,
at least you're hosting now, so at least we're not having to give your takes out for fantasy, because between rush hour and now white chocolate Reese eggs, I don't know if I can trust you.
So I don't mind white chocolate. It's good in certain settings, but in this one, no, it's not good because you can't even taste it. It's overpowered by the Reese's peanut butter.
Which is also okay.
What's amazing about a Reese's egg is the ratio. The chocolate, the milk chocolate to the Reese's peanut butter is perfect. You said it last Halloween when we were talking about candy.
Yeah.
And you're right. There's just to me, it's the best. It's the best Easter candy.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you guys fall on Peeps?
Ugh.
Yuck.
No, I love it.
I don't like marshmallows unless they're burnt in a s'mores.
Yeah,
or in your hot chocolate.
Sure, because they melt, so I don't really taste them. But yeah, I don't like anything marshmallow otherwise.
What about in your cereal? You like Lucky Charms?
When I was a kid, I did, yeah. But those are different, though. They're like crunchy.
Yeah.
They're not like the fluffy. Like my lady, loves them.
I can eat a whole bag of marshmallows right now.
That's how she is. Yes. Like she will scoop a thing of marshmallow fluff out and eat it.
Oh, really?
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. And let's move on to football because you guys are going to talk about this all night.
That's a good point. All right, let's do it.
All right, Austin, why don't you tell people where they can find us when they're not podcasting?
Yeah, you can find us at, God, you got me again this week, YouTube and Facebook, Dynasty Front Office, Twitter and X, Front Office FF. As always, the Discord link is in the description. And just a reminder, all off-season, during the season, after season, every season, we're going to be bringing you podcasts and videos, Trade Bangers 2026 Rookie Profiles, and as well as our weekly show. So please make sure to like and subscribe. And one more time, join the Discord. It's in the show notes.
Chad thinks he can move me on, but he cannot. One last take.
Dr. Pepper transition, sir.
I'm trying to protect you from yourself with the Peeps take.
Dr. Pepper Peeps fire. So good.
Hannah said the same thing. It's better than a regular. I'll give it that.
So good.
It's the texture.
All right, so these are Dynasty My Guys. These are guys that we're going to be taking at a certain range, either in the draft or, I guess, trading our picks for.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Chad, this is your child. So why don't you lead us off?
Yeah, so I guess we'll start off. Austin, you want to start with the rookie picks here?
Yeah, we can do rookies first. That's fine.
So let's start with the first round then. So this is just a guy in the first round that I'm going to be prioritizing. So if I have a first round pick in a league, and I'm in the range of this player, I'm either going to try to trade up for him. I'm going to see what I can do to get him, or I'm going to take him at value, right? And for me, I'm just going to name two guys. We talked about it a lot here, but Jadarian Price and Ty Simpson are going to be the two for me. If I'm anywhere between 108 to 112, those are going to be guys I'm hitting every single time, no matter what percentage I'm at. And if I have to deal with, trading them away later, I'll handle that at that point.
Yeah, mine's been my guy, the receiver in the second tier. It's Omar Cooper Jr. Similar range. I would even probably jump up for the 107 for me. But 107, 112, he's going to be my guy. It has been since January, and assuming he's going to get the draft capital we've been seeing across mock drafts all over the internet, he's going to be my guy going into March, April, May, everything.
This is gonna be your new Waddle. It's gonna be
That's
your
okay.
guy forever. Chad,
As
I'm
long
sorry.
as he
Who was?
doesn't turn out like Elijah Moore. That's
He's very little chance.
he was also my guy.
What, Chad? I'm sorry. Who was your guy again?
So I just listed two. It's going to be Jadarian Price and Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson's probably the more intriguing of the two, just because I think I've kind of adopted the take in my head now that I'd rather have Ty Simpson at his price than Fernando Mendoza, even though he has the coolest name in the world, at his price. I just know that if I have the 102, the options that are available from 102 to 104, 105 for me are going to be just so much more intriguing with the wide receivers that you can get there rather than the guys that I'm getting around the Ty Simpson range. And I still think Ty Simpson with, even somewhere around middle of the first to back into the first round draft capital in the NFL draft, with the right landing spot, I really like his game.
Yeah, that's the one for me. If Ty Simpson goes anywhere in the first round or top of the second, I'll take him late first.
I'll probably take him 107 or later.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. 107, 108.
I think I'll probably take the second tier receivers before him, and probably Sadiq as well. So like for me, it's locked in 110. Like if he falls to me at 110, I'll take him. If it's a team that I really need to take a swing at quarterback, then I'll take him sooner. Yeah,
to be honest,
there's not a quarterback that I can trade that pick for that I'm gonna want. So I might
for
as
me,
well take a swing.
For me, to be honest, like I don't view him as any less of a prospect than I viewed Michael Penix or Nix
McCarthy.
or JJ McCarthy, right? Like those guys for me, like they're around the same thing for me. So
those guys
they
all
got
have so much experience, though.
well, yeah, but I mean, like they're still not amazing trait players, and I just really like yeah the lack of starts for Simpson is concerning, right? But if you can put yourself, to the side of that, right? Because that's not been a stat that's indicative of good NFL play doesn't mean that it can't happen, right? Like we've been there with hype before. We've been there with like it's just sometimes things change and players with less experience start coming out and playing well. So in 20 years, that could be a completely irrelevant stat. We don't know. As of now, yeah, it is tough to take, but it's not like we're talking about a 102, 103, 104, right? We're not talking about taking him ahead of Mekhi Lemon. We're not talking about taking him ahead of Carnell Tate. We're talking about taking him ahead of potentially KC Concepcion or Denzel Boston. And for me, with a quarterback, that's just very easy to do.
As long as you're aware at the time that you're doing it that it's an outlier. As long as you're comfortable doing that, then fine. Just don't go into it thinking that this is a lock to be a good NFL starter. Yeah. I mean, no quarterbacks are anyway, but he comes with, that's why he'll go at the end of the first round, is because he comes with significant risk because of the lack of experience. It's a huge red flag. The list of guys it's like 2 that have succeeded.
Well,
I think one of them's Cam Newton.
Yeah,
but the list is also extremely short because it just doesn't happen, right? Like it's not like it's been something that's traditionally happened. So that's why, like when quarterbacks before Drew Brees, right? People were saying, well, quarterbacks under 6'3" can't be, or players under 6'3" can't be quarterback, right? And
Sure.
that just over time has died out because more players under 6'3" have been given the opportunity to play quarterback. The player, the position is a position that most players are going to flunk out of the league from, right? Like it's just not a high hit rate position. So if you have a small sample size, yeah, you're probably not going to have a ton of people on the list that are super impressive. It's not saying that, nobody that started 1 year of football can't ever be a good quarterback in college, outside of college.
All right, so that's me playing devil's advocate because I really do like Ty Simpson. I think that if you look at the parameters in which he's an outlier, it actually looks pretty good. He's a coach's son, right? He's played for Alabama. So he may not have had a lot of starts, but the starts he had are quality starts in the SEC against high level competition. And his traits are like his elite trait is that he can read a defense and his pre-snap. So that's what you worry about with guys with lack of experience is they can't do that kind of stuff. And he's already shown that he can. So maybe this is an outlier situation that makes sense. So yeah, maybe he does deserve to go a little higher. Maybe he deserves to go second overall in the NFL draft.
Oh man, I love we just got a comment in the chat. Somebody said, would you trade the 103 for Garrett Wilson? And funny you should say that because like I said, part of this exercise here is we're also going to throw out vets that we're willing to trade for draft capital in that specific round that we're talking about in rookie drafts. And for the first round, I have Garrett Wilson. And for me, and in a very similar range to what he just said at 103, I listed 104 to 106 just because I have a very high opinion of Carnell Tate, and the Jets situation is still a little scary at quarterback. But 104 to 106, I think, is a very easy range for me to go out there and hunt Garrett Wilson. So thanks for that comment. We'll get back to that. We'll let Austin talk about his players a little bit that he selected for the rookie draft portion.
Well, I already did Omar, so we can go. It's perfect. It's actually a perfect segue into Garrett Wilson. So
sweet. Yeah. So,
perfect.
You guys know this offseason he's been my biggest buy. I know, Austin, you really, really love Garrett Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Jesse, I know you've kind of flirted with him here or there as far as
Garrett Wilson. I've always loved Garrett Wilson. I have tons.
Yeah, so he's an interesting player for me just because the community's starting to fade on him a little bit. I think people are just getting tired of him. I just fail to see any point in time when he's taking the field that he's not an elite player. I watched a lot of Jets football. He looks like an elite player every day that he's on the football field.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think that's stopping. And I think Geno Smith, say what you will about him, and I will say a lot because I think he's a really bad quarterback. He's still a little bit lower than league average, which is still a few bars above what Justin Fields did for the Jets at quarterback last season.
He was feeding
Jacoby. Said few bars.
He was feeding Jacoby and Myers, wasn't he? Even in that dumpster fire of an offense last year. It's like he can feed one, good option in an offense. I don't have a problem with that. I think Garrett Wilson is. I think he's got a high probability to be a top 10 wide receiver this year.
I think he can stay healthy. I absolutely agree.
This is the best quarterback he's ever played with. It's insane to say that as Geno Smith, but
you can definitely make that argument. I mean, he's played a few snaps with Aaron Rodgers, which is probably the best quarterback he's ever played with.
Okay, yeah.
But
I mean, that version of Aaron Rodgers was insanely bad, and he didn't want to throw it to Garrett Wilson for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, I think did he even play like a quarter? I don't think it was even a quarter before he got hurt.
Oh, I was thinking about the next year.
Oh yeah, they were done by
then.
They brought in Javonte and Devontae, and he would rather throw to Allen Lazard than Garrett Wilson before that.
That whole offense was toast by then.
Yeah. So, and otherwise you have Justin Fields and Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Phew.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
he's been
really,
able to produce with those guys, right? It's not like
yeah, he
we're
has.
waiting for a breakout. So
Exactly. Before he got hurt last year, he was playing really well. He was putting up numbers. So yeah, absolutely. I 103 is a little high for me, but
Yeah,
104 to
I
106
would
is fine.
like to do the next pick. Let me have my wide receiver one of the class, whoever that,
Mhm.
whoever each person's view that is. Any of the rest of them is fine. Whichever one you like the most at 3, you kind of get your choice. So I understand why that person's swinging for that pick, but it would be nice to, obviously that doesn't work in real life. So I'm probably holding off on that trade specifically right at this moment. Um, I would probably take the 103 in the slightest margin and let's see where the draft handles out because that pick's only going to gain value. So,
Yeah.
come the draft, it could be um, the 103 for Garrett Wilson and the 203. It could end up being something else with it.
You know what's interesting? I don't think that there is. I don't think that there isn't a scenario where the 103 is less. I just think it could drop in value. I guess is where I'm getting at. Like I think it's possible it drops in value. After the NFL draft, I think we have such high opinions of these 3 wide receivers. If 2 of them go in bad spots and one of them doesn't get the draft capital we think they're going to get due to injury, due to, uh, you know, press conference, weird stares. I don't, I don't know. Let's just say for any multitude of reasons, right? That 2 of these guys don't get the capital that we think they're going to get, or one of the 2, or whatever. And let's say Tate gets into a really bad landing spot. Let's say he gets picked by, I would say the Jets, but that would be really bad for Garrett Wilson as well. So, yeah, I mean, I just think it could be really ugly. There's not really a player after that I'm very enticed by. It has to be one of these 3 players, and I can't say that I'm certain that all 3 or even one of the 3 are a lock to end up in a really good position.
Yeah, if one of them goes to Baltimore, gross.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not what I want to see. I mean, same thing with the Jets. I don't want to see the Jets at 16 take one of them either. So
I don't love the Giants as a landing spot for
I do.
Tate either.
Yeah, I do. I'm totally fine with that.
Not in love with it.
But I'll go ahead and go to my vet because it's going to be a similar range, a little bit further back, but still similar. And it's been the guy I've been pounding the table for, Travis Etienne. My desired price point is after those 3 receivers, so the 106 or later. I still think that's in the price range, and I think as the draft gets closer and the picks come, I'm just any kind of contender, and if I have any kind of late first, I'm doing that for ETN. And Jesse told me pre-show I couldn't use ETN, but I was going to anyway, so I picked another. I picked another, and it's Roma Dunze, and it's the same kind of price point, but anything
There's
after
another guy we
106.
talk about every week.
That sounds like he's a good buy. Seems like we're doing good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, we got
That's
to
my
talk
buy
about
of
the
the
guys we
offseason.
really believe in.
Rome's my guy of the offseason. I mean, he was last offseason. He is this offseason. There's no player that I think has a better chance to gain value this coming season than Rome Dunze.
Yeah, and I think he's after those 3 rookie receivers now in price value. So
Yeah, I think so
if
too.
I can go,
Is he?
if I can trade him for any of those, that second tier of receivers, in a heartbeat.
Mm. Oh yeah.
So, and I think that's where he's
He's
like it.
becoming. I think that's where that price point is. So
he's
it's
a
a
much
smash for me.
see that all right, guys.
Here we go.
I got to tell you,
Here we go. So you're telling
So
me.
you're telling me.
So you're telling me that you can get Roma Dunze for 107, Casey Concepcion, guys. This is why I wanted to do a podcast to begin with. Do not trade Roma Dunze for 107. Do not do that. I mean,
And Unless
All right.
Carnell Tate falls to 107.
Okay. But do not trade. If you're staring at Casey Concepcion or Denzel Boston or even your boy
Yeah,
Omar
even
Cooper
absolutely, and
on
Omar Cooper Jr.
on the board while you're on the clock, or like while the other guy's on the clock, and you got that flavor in your mouth and rookie fevers hit you, don't trade Roma Dunze. He is a different talent level than those guys. He's a much higher talent level. He's already in a set situation that is highly favorable to wide receivers. He's on the Bears with Ben Johnson, right? And say what you will about Caleb Williams, he made a hell of a jump last year, and I don't know, man. You're trading the thing that you want for a thing that you hope can become the thing that you want. It's insane to me. Just don't ever do that.
I just want to let the listeners know that Jesse was complaining he was tired before the show.
Y'all woke
and
me
how
up
we
with
need
that
to
one.
how we need to wrap it up, and then we go on a 4-minute rant about Roma Dunze.
You woke me up.
So I picked good players, is what you're telling me.
Okay.
All right.
I'm interested in Etienne a little bit. He's like that mid range of running back, though, that
I don't think so. I think he's a top 5 ceiling play this year.
Yeah, he's definitely got that ceiling, but he's just
still only 25. Just sign me up for he is my RB2 in this class, is basically what I'm saying with this.
I mean, if I'm giving up what you say, like 106, 107, that's fine. But I think you have to add to that. You definitely have to add a second minimum. I think, I don't know, man.
I think with the tight end premium league, I think 106 is very realistic.
Yes.
I think there's certain leagues that I would actually do that trade. As far as like trading away ETN in certain situations, is where I'm getting at. So I think that's a pretty appropriate.
Yeah. All right. He's locked in. He's locked in there with a contract, so it's fine. You have some stability.
Second round.
Yeah, let's do it. Second round.
Oh, I do have a guy, but you guys.
Oh, let's hear it
for the second. Yeah, go
for first or second.
Second round.
Yeah, let's do it.
For first round, it's Ty Simpson. Like I feel like I'm going to walk away with a lot of Ty Simpson in the late first. But second round is going to be Jeremy Bernard.
Okay.
The more I look at him, the more I watch him, I like what I see. He's just smooth and good at everything. Good hands. Just gets open. Knows how to get open against zone and man. He might not have like the craziest physical attributes, but he tested well. He's a 4.45 or 4.49, something like that. With good peripherals. I like what I saw. And you know what else? I saw his alignment charting on reception perception, and he's like 30% outside right, 30% outside left, 30% slot. Like he's and then like 6% in the backfield where he actually got handoffs. I like him. He can do kind of everything, and I think NFL teams are going to really like that. And I think he's gonna go like late second round in the NFL draft. And he feels like the type of player that's not flashy enough to go in the first round of rookie drafts, and is just going to be sitting there all day at the top of the second round for me. And as long as that happens with, in the NFL draft, and he goes to a situation that's not ridiculous, like the Jets or whatever, I just feel like I'm going to have a lot of Jeremy Bernard.
I actually kind of don't mind Bernard on the Jets in the second round, to be honest. Like, I think he kind of fits decently well with Garrett Wilson, and
but
it's him, Adonai Mitchell, and that's fine.
But with the offensive environment, it's not going to be able to support him, and he's going to lose value in year one. And
I like Jeremy. I like Jeremy Bernard quite a bit. I think that's a pretty fun take.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think he's going to be a good NFL player that's going to stick around in the league forever, and you'll be able to, at different points in his career, you're just going to be able to plug him in for a flex, or just trade him for a second, or whatever you need to do with him. He's just going to be good currency for his whole career.
Yeah. I always say the most
he feels like an NFL provider more than fantasy. So, like you said, I think you're going to be able to trade him for a second, which you're drafting him for. So that's kind of, I'd rather not spend my second on that personally, but I do think he's a relatively safe player.
It works for me in this draft because I don't think there's a ton of well, actually there are a lot of high upside guys, but they're real hit or miss.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you were going to say something, Chad?
Yeah, I was just saying. I think one of the most underrated aspects of Dynasty is getting in early on those, guys that are just long term flex players, and getting them at their bottom cost. Those guys are great. If you can get one at 23, that's just a flex for the next 6, 7, 8 years, and even though you can't ever move them for a profit, those are the teams that really help you find success. That's what your bench should be made of, is those guys, right?
Yeah.
So in the late second round, if I can hit on one of those guys, I like it. If you see Jeremy Bernard is that kind of guy, I think so too, then well worth it.
The like Chuba Hubbard of wide receivers.
That's actually really accurate.
So yeah, my second round rookie is going to be Chris Bell, and this guy is kind of interesting because I don't think he's a second round talent. I think he's a first round talent. And I think there's a very realistic, world in which he does go in the first round of rookie drafts. But in my world that I'm going to talk about, he's going in the second round of rookie drafts. And if if I can get him anywhere between 201 and 204, like he's going to be, I'm going to own an absurd amount of Chris Bell. Like I'm just going to have to rename my teams after famous bells. I don't know, but it's going to be a theme.
I got you if you need Austin.
Oh, Austin Bell. There you go. I like it. I won't be naming them that, but
I'll
find other bells.
You could do one.
Find better bells.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Oh, you're the best bell I know, Austin.
I appreciate it. It's probably the only one, but I'll take that still.
I'm gonna name my team. I'm gonna name all my teams either Fernando Bell or Chris Mendoza. Think about that for a second.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I really like Chris Bell. The injury history is a little interesting. It's kind of tough to anticipate how teams are going to view that. But I think if you're just looking at the talent, if you're just looking at the player, for me, he's in that or right behind that the top 3 wide receivers in this class for me. So I really, really like Chris Bell. And I'm excited to see where he ends up, because if he goes late in the NFL draft, or when I say late, I mean the later aspect of his range, which is I think is somewhere in the second round, then I'm gonna have a lot of Chris Bell in NFL or in rookie drafts, not in NFL drafts because I don't have a team, unfortunately.
That'd be cool. Only thing I really have to say about Chris Bell, and I said it before, he is Xavier Legette if Xavier Legette was good at football. They are so similar as prospects. Like when you watch them on tape until the actual football side of things happen. So like the way he runs, the size, the look, they're identical. The difference is Chris Bell knows how to play football, like catching it and running and blocking, like that part of football, all of it. So, but they are so similar. Like when you stand and watch them and then watch them run, they're almost identical.
Well, there's also another huge difference is age. Legette didn't do it until his 5th year.
Because he's not good at football. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
This is my point. Chris
Bell is what, 22?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I wonder why he didn't go back.
I think teams like him.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think teams like him. I think it's the same thing with Jadarian Price. There should be all the reason for the world for these players to go back. And I think with the NIL money that they're making, the only reasonable thing you can conclude is that the NFL, they've got word that the NFL loves their game.
Yeah, they got a really favorable report.
And we saw it with Jonathan Brooks. Tore his ACL, came out in a weak running back class, and was still the first running back taken. I think that has something to do with it. It's a pretty weak class overall.
My worry with Chris Bell is that we can't see the medicals, so we don't know.
Yeah, which a team will tell us. That'll tell us how the medicals are.
So my worry is that, he falls really far. Luckily, we don't have to draft until we find that out. In most cases, guys, I do have a draft coming up. They postponed it a week. It was supposed to start this past Monday. It's starting this coming Monday before the NFL.
Nice.
Yeah. So, actually, yeah, maybe I'll do a little reporting on that next week.
Chad, where would you feel comfortable taking Chris Bell today? Kind of for Jesse's question right there, like not knowing, a lot of the questions that we need. How comfortable are you? Like, where are you taking him?
I would take him in the first.
Wow.
I have 112.
If I had
won the league.
Yeah, if I won, well, he wouldn't be my priority at 112, but there's a few players I would take ahead of him, but I would have no problem taking him in the late first.
Okay.
So, all right, since you brought that up, we discussed this in the Discord a little bit. So I have the 112. The one place on my team that I think I could upgrade would be my QB2. I have Josh, Stroud, Stafford. You think I could take?
Love Ty Simpson if he's sitting.
Ty Simpson would be the easiest pick in the world.
Yeah, home run.
But isn't it a 14-team league? So I highly doubt he gets there.
It's not.
Oh.
We contracted before last season to 12.
Okay.
And so I did win the league, so I have 112. But I throw that in there. But yeah,
free league. What do you expect?
If I took the 112 and Stroud, where do you think I could get at quarterback? How high do you think I could get?
Probably not as high as you want.
Yeah, I mean, I would just take Ty Simpson if you can.
You'd rather just do that.
Even if you have to trade up for Ty Simpson, I would still do that rather than try to downgrade from Stroud, because I just don't think you're going to get very much right now. I think Stroud's, the opinion of Stroud is just not very high right now. Yeah. We know he's going to go into the season as a starter. I would wait till you're in season to try to trade him. Yeah, he's coming off some of the worst games of his career. So, and they were very big games.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the position where I can sort of sit and start Stafford and not have to really worry about it.
Yeah, you should feel good about Stafford one more year.
Yeah, especially in the kind of league you're in where you're picking before the draft. In that kind of league, even though it is very niche, it's going to have its own advantages, right? Like in the second round, in the third round, people are not going to be as nobody's going to be as it's not going to be as easy to find the gems because you don't know what the NFL is doing. Right. So if you can get real value for that, if you can get the same values you would get in a post NFL draft, rookie draft, then I would try to move those picks, even though you might feel like you're more knowledgeable. At the end of the day, our knowledge doesn't really matter if the NFL ends up doing something different than we anticipate.
Sure. Yeah. Like I think a lot of us were higher on Charbonnet, and then he got blocked. Yeah. I bring up Trey Benson all the time. Same thing happened. Trey McBride, blocked by Ertz for a year. Yeah, but then he turned out to be bad.
Yeah. Well, so did Charbonnet, but
yeah. So take 112 and 212 and try to move up to like 109 or 110 and get Simpson.
Well, just see how the draft's going. But
just see how the board goes.
But once he's gone though. You know what I mean?
Well, sure, I mean, when somebody picks him,
you're still screwed if you go.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, I wouldn't do that until it's on the clock.
Well, what I was gonna say is, just because somebody picks him doesn't mean that they won't trade him, right?
That's true too.
Yeah,
but yeah, try to once 109 is on the clock, or 108 maybe, just start sending offers.
Yeah, but it's always good to try to trade when people don't know what you're trying to trade for. Like that's always good in a rookie draft. But worst case scenario, if you can't get a deal done and somebody picks Ty Simpson, then you go to that person and say, hey, let's work out a deal. I want Ty Simpson.
Right. So, but at 112 and 212, is that reasonable to try to move up with? Or do you think
I think you could probably
depends on how many spots,
get to 9 or 10 with that.
All right.
So my second round guy is Kaytron Allen. He's just, as Jesse mentioned earlier, just a pure running back. That's all he is. He should be able to carve a usable role in the NFL. As I jokingly made fun of Jesse for picking Jeremy Bernard, calling him safe. It's kind of what Kaytron Allen is. But I also kind of feel like he does have a ceiling of becoming a a lead back. So I think there's at least an avenue. As I mentioned in the prospect profile, in the mock draft for him, he's just a not as good Judkins, which we saw Judkins year 1 get a role. So I could easily see Allen year 2 or 3 in an offense coming in the season as a starter, or a main starter get hurt and he dominate the rest of the season. So he's my guy in the mid second, probably something like that.
I think he's Gus.
I think that's a range of outcomes for him, sure.
But that's who I see him as. I think that has a lot of value. You know, I had him on a bunch of teams as long as you're paying the right price. Absolutely. Like,
as long as he doesn't do Gus at the age Gus did Gus. That's the thing, is we need Katron to be usable now.
It's going to just
2 years, 3 years.
Landing spot and opportunity just is just going to be so much for him, and then every running back. But yeah, I could see I could see him getting up to the high second if he goes to the right place. No problem.
The great thing about running back is, running backs can flash really easily compared to other positions, and when they do, their value spikes so quickly.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there's always a world where a running back that you believe in the second round of rookie drafts, they get that little spike, and you just have to read the room and remember what you got him for, and say, hey, you know what? It's time. I like the player, but it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Kamani Vidal became worth a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. If that can happen.
Damian Pierce was worth 106.
First plus.
Yeah, first and a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved him in a few spots for first and a second.
Yeah. So
Woody Marks, Woody
Marks.
2 seconds.
I got 2 seconds for him. Yep.
Yeah. So there's always windows for running backs, and I think he's talented enough to be one of those guys that sees significant value change with an opportunity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, vet for the second, Chad.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with a newly minted vet in Matthew Golden, and no pun intended with the minted. It is golden. I didn't know if you guys are gonna get that, but
so pun intended. So pun intended.
No, I actually didn't mean it until I said it, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But anyways, Matthew Golden, he's interesting to me. I really like him as a player. I really liked him at Texas. He is one of my favorite Texas wide receivers to come out. I think he really did start finding his stride there at the end of the season or into the playoffs there. So I'm excited to see what they do in the NFL draft if they don't end up picking up any wide receivers, which historically they haven't, right? At least early on. So we'll see if that trend continues and Matthew Golden's given another opportunity. I think they like the player still. I think they were able to get him out in space and get him into a rhythm. Again, they're late in the season, so we'll see if that carries forward. But I'm very excited to spend the 205 to 210 kind of range on him. I've tested that, and that seems to be where people have him as far as his value goes. So I think it's very realistic. And I just like him significantly better than the players you're getting in that range in this class.
What I think is you have a GM in Brian Gutekunst with a lot of power. He's been there a long time, not losing his job. Stuck his neck out. Does not take wide receivers in the first round. Very well known for that. And stuck his neck out because that's what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted the Packers to take a wide receiver in the first round finally, and he did. What do you think the meetings are like between him and the coach this offseason?
It depends on how much the coach liked Matthew Golden as well. So,
yeah, well, I think there's significant. I'm just saying there's significant pressure from the front office to get this guy targets.
I think he is a great throw in on a big trade. I think that Chad nailed the thought process of this. There's at least a huge avenue that he sees significant value.
I just think, and Dubs is gone. Jaden Reed is back. But they've not shown the desire to play Jaden Reed more than like 50% of the snaps. So they have a lot of tight ends that they need to get in the game. So he's going to come out quite a bit. And Golden being able to play on the outside is that's going to benefit him. Yeah, I like Golden as a buy. in this class, he's definitely he would like if he was in this class, he would definitely be a first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
No,
Yeah.
he'd be in that class of Concepcion.
Yeah,
and
the second tier
Boston.
guys.
Yeah.
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 So if you're spending a second in this from this year on him, it's a good buy. It's a good speculative buy.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, not to be all sunshine on him. The projections on players that put up his numbers in year one are not good.
Well, I was going to bring that up. They're literally it's Mike Williams, which was really due to injuries, and everybody else when it comes to rookie first round receivers that didn't eclipse 500 yards and 1 touchdown.
Mhm.
It's the list is literally bust central outside of Mike Williams. So it
Bit
is
of
a
an-
huge red flag, but you never know.
Bit of an arbitrary set of parameters as well, though. Like you can
Yeah.
you can find parameters to find
Well,
a list of bad names. You know what I mean?
To put a little context in it, it's the same stat line they use for college. Freshman receivers that don't put up those numbers very rarely become top end draft picks. I remember when I was playing Debbie in C2C, that was the number. It was 500 yards and a touchdown as a freshman.
Right on.
So there's a little correlation, but of course, anytime you get into stat parameters, they're a number until they're not.
Threshold statistics are always just kind of,
Yeah.
they're there and something to pay attention to, but they're not rules.
Correct. My vet guy's Jonathan Brooks. I'm gonna be the homer here. Probably too late to get him for the pick range I want now, but I think it was Dave Canales said this week at the owners meeting that he plans on having Jonathan Brooks be a full participant at OTAs. So that's a great sign. I was initially wanting to pay a late second. I think that window's gone. I think you're at a mid-second currently, which I'm still pretty fine with. I'm not really worried about the Panthers spending a top 4 round pick on a running back. So it feels like he's going to have a clear avenue, especially to be the pass catching back this year. And we're not too far apart from Jonathan Brooks being the RB1 in his class.
When I think of all of the running backs I have taken in the middle of the second round, most of them have been just crap.
Yep.
Jonathan Brooks is more talented than any of them. Yeah. I mean, he's got way more injury risk than any of them as well, but it's a good upside play.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what Jonathan Brooks is from a talent perspective, or from a post-injury talent perspective, right? Who knows what he is? But pre-injury, Jonathan Brooks, very, very, very easily RB2 in this class.
Yeah, for sure. Clear RB2. I think he would battle actually with that 105 pick, to be honest. The third receiver of the 3 big guys, I think that's where he would be at.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah,
you like Trey Benson more. I remember. It's okay.
Well, it was the injury thing with Brooks that I didn't like because I thought this was going to happen again, and it did. So, but at this cost, I like Jerry said a few weeks ago, if a mid to late second fell out of my pocket on the street, I might not bend down to pick it up.
Yeah, I'm going to use Jonathan Brooks.
Direct quote from Jerry. No, I mean, I value seconds more than that, but like I would jump at the chance to pay a late second. Mid second, I would do.
Yeah, I think I looked at keep trade cut to make sure I wasn't tripping, and he's at the 206 is equal right now, so I think it's in that range.
God, this feels like such a defeatist position we're in at this point. I'm thinking about it. I just want to fast forward to next year. Next year's class is going to be so much fun.
This will still bring some names.
I think this is a very fun class. I think
it is.
Well, fun and good are different.
I mean, yeah, it's not a very good class, but I think it's a fine class.
We're gonna get hits. We're gonna get hits out of this class. It's just much more difficult in this class, so that does make it more fun.
These are the classes that I think I think it's all about perspective. Like if you as a dynasty player are putting in all this time and effort, you don't want the class to be so obvious that everybody in the world knows who's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that's not what you want. Then why are you putting the time into it, right? Anybody can, look at a list on draft day and pick a player. right? You want to be able to put in the homework and say, you know what, I can tell between pick 8 and pick 10 who I want, where these other guys are just, relying on somebody who may have a vague idea of what's going on in the class. So I mean, I think these are, if you're a dynasty savant, if this is what you love to do, and obviously compared to your colleagues or whoever you're, in your draft pools with, this is the class you should love. If you're listening to this podcast, this is what you should be, doing this for, is these kind of classes, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. This is definitely a class where you can significantly increase the value of your team if you make the right picks, because a lot of people are going to make the wrong ones.
Y'all know why I do this. I told you many times. Rager versus Lamb.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's before we get Jesse further, let's go to the third round, Chad.
Yeah, so third round, I have my rookie is Sam Roush. And he's interesting because he's going to be very draft capital dependent on where he goes. There's a world in which he's a 4th, 5th round tight end that you can get in, or you can get in the 4th and 5th round of dynasty rookie drafts. I think on the upper end of that, probably early 3rd, maybe late 2nd if he gets, good draft capital. But I think a happy median is somewhere around like 308, 309, 310. And if I can get him anywhere around the middle of the 3rd, late 3rd, he's going to be on another guy's going to be sitting right next to Chris Bell, every single one of my teams.
I love Sam Roush. Although I heard a really concerning comp for him today was Darnell Washington. Like in every way, physically, the size, the height, the weight, the numbers that they put up, it's like identical.
Maybe if you didn't watch them play, then Darnell Washington would be a good comp.
Hey, Big O's coming out now. He's been stunting with the Steelers last year.
Yeah, but no, Sam Roush is a legitimate passing game threat. He's going to be a good player, in my opinion.
I like Sam Roush. McShay calls him oatmeal because he's just
what does that mean?
He's the guy that you go to every day. You wake up, you have your oatmeal, you go to work. He's Sam Roush every day.
Yeah.
Just workman-like. I'm gonna get the job done for you.
Yeah, he's a tough MFer. Yeah, he's gonna be a football player.
I also noticed that he's got he went to Stanford, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit nerdy. He actually, in his school picture, he's wearing glasses and he's got tape in the middle of his glasses. I like that. It means he's got a little sense of humor too. It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, my third round's actually at the same position, and it's Oscar Delp, which is not the opposite of Sam Roush, but it is just complete projection. Very little production at Georgia, but has everything. Ridiculous athletic profile, great size. Was listening to some Georgia beat reporter, and he said he is so much like Brock Bowers in so many aspects. He just didn't get used in the offense. He actually said he was a better at the catch point tight end than Bowers was in college, which he wanted to make sure that people think he was crazy, that, saying somebody's better at something than Bowers is a huge statement, but he believed it. Now he said there's also a ton of aspects that he's not a Bowers caliber player, but in the third round, this is the kind of tight end I want to take. I think he's a good enough perimeter blocker to be on the field early enough in his career, but he will need to develop some of the inline blocking. But man, he's an athletic freak. We talked about him in the mock draft. I think I took him as an honorable mention, and his feet for his size just move so fluid. So it's the kind of guy I want to see if somebody believes in him. If he goes 3rd or 4th round in the NFL draft, I'm going to try to have about every share I can in rookie drafts in the 3rd.
OJ Howard.
But he's not the blocker Howard was at all. Howard was a great inline blocker.
Mm-hmm.
similar athletic specimen, but
Yeah.
um,
I also
Yeah.
think Howard was a better receiving prospect coming up.
OJ
yeah, I
Howard
mean, he went in the
was
first
pretty
round,
elite
so
at
yeah.
almost everything he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was just
As
such
a
a good
pro-
blocker. They kept him as the blocking tight end too much.
yeah.
That's the
I'm talking about in
physical comp.
college.
That's the
College,
physical comp to him anyway. Not saying
Yep.
that they're the same player.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad. That's OJ Howard was a freak.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
all right.
All right.
Vet?
Yeah. So we're in the a third round vet pick.
Oh
Did you wanna
yeah,
throw
this
something in,
is what
Jesse?
I want to hear. What can I get? What can I get for my third rounder?
Yeah. So I've got Trey Harris, the forgotten one.
Ah,
And I don't see the moves that the Chargers have made this offseason. There's no threat to him, right? They spent significant capital on him. He didn't really do much. He didn't look great. But for a third round pick, I'm willing to throw it out there and see what kind of opportunities he gets with the new system this year. So it's just about revisiting some of the some of the misses from the year before and maybe getting him a little bit cheaper. And I think a third round, if you can get him somewhere around 305, 310, I think that would be a great value buy. And I think during drafts, it is a move that I think you kind of see every year. You see one of these kind of moves. So,
what
It's a
about
really
Jack?
good call.
What about Jack Besh? Is that the same thing?
yeah, same thing. But I think Jack Besh may be a little bit more expensive, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but I just something in me. Maybe it's because I like Jack Besh, right?
I think they're
But
probably about the same.
yeah,
They're probably
I
about
just
the
don't
same.
hear anybody talk about Trey Harris at all. Like
Yeah,
I
he is
feel
completely forgotten.
like nobody even remembers he exists. Whereas like people still talk about Jack Besh. Like people are like, oh, I wonder if Jack Besh is going to get a new role this year, if he's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't hear anybody say, I wonder if Trey Harris is going to be good this year.
Yeah, Jesse's over here trying to buy Quentin Johnston, so that tells you if Jesse's buying Quentin Johnston, he does not believe Trey Harris can ever be anything.
Austin, yeah, you brought him up last week
Yeah, I
When
think
I-
he's a great buy. I love that call, Chad.
when you said I was glazing Mike
Yeah.
McDaniels. I forgot to tell you in the moment. That is one of my least favorite terms, by the way. It's
You were
really
doing
gross.
it, buddy.
It's
You
really
were
gross.
Krispy Kreming him.
It's so disgusting. You're killing me.
All right, no more donut talk, guys. Let's
All right, well, that's not how I take that. But anyway, moving on.
Yuck.
more family show.
Yeah. So I had a couple guys. I'm going to quickly go over Aaron Rodgers and James Conner, two vets that on a big time contender I think you can get cheap that will be more useful than most of the third round picks in rookie drafts. They're not flashy, so I don't really even want to talk about them. I just think that that's a smart move in a rookie draft. Get one of those guys, and you're going to be able to plug and play more than most of your thirds. The guy I want to talk about is A.D. Mitchell. I think in the third round, you're looking at guys that you hope can have an opportunity like Mitchell, we believe, is going to have this year with the Jets. Obviously, it's possible, as we discussed earlier, that with pick 2 or 16, they take one of the top 3 receivers, and then A.D. Mitchell becomes not worth a third. But if he doesn't, I would love to spend that early to mid third and see if I could get A.D. Mitchell for it.
That's the type of move that if you just at random send a third for A.D. Mitchell, the owner is going to go, nah, I kind of want to see what happens with the Jets. He was getting some run at the end of the year. He might click. He might be their wide receiver too. For a third, I'll hold. But in draft, if you're on the clock and you look at what's there and you're like, well, I'd rather have A.D. Mitchell, it's probably pretty easy to trade that pick because then they can look and say, well, oh, I've heard of this guy. I've heard of this guy. Oh, A.D. Mitchell's on the Jets. He sucks. Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. I love it when people talk about that dynamic of fantasy football. It's one of my favorite things to like talk about. We should talk about it more on the show, but diverting people's attention in trades is so important. Finding the right time to make a trade. So it's the difference between, sending an offer straight for A.D. Mitchell, like you're saying, or sending an offer for another player you might like in a bigger deal and saying, hey, you know what? I like your counter, but how about you just throw in AD Mitchell? Make him think about the bigger trade instead of thinking about AD Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in those 1-to-1 trades, focus on a player like AD Mitchell, focus on a player like Matthew Golden or Trey Harris. It's harder to get those deals done every time.
Yeah, until like Jesse said, they're on the clock, and that does make it easier.
Exactly.
So that's a great point.
Yeah, make them think about something else. Make them think about the pick. That's a really good point, Jesse.
I got AD Mitchell and Keon Coleman thrown into a deal last year that was already done. Like I was going to take the compensation I was getting, and I was like, on the borderline, I was like throwing those two guys, as flyers. And I think I put it that way. I was like, throw in those two flyers and you have a deal.
I did it with Chad with AD Mitchell last year, actually. I don't remember. I think it was the Jordan Love trade with Justin Jefferson. I was like, throw in AD Mitchell in you, because I tried Jalen Coker and that didn't work. So I was like, man, just make it AD Mitchell. And I remember Jesse saying, why'd you go for AD Mitchell? I was like, why not? And sure enough, he got traded, and now he's gaining a little bit of value.
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
Yeah, that likely means I didn't like what else you got.
That's all right.
If I was questioning that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so it looks like we have the same 4th-round rookie. I'm just now noticing.
Yeah, I see you copied me. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We both have Drew Aller. And
yes, sir.
I think that's a really good 4th-round pick. I was actually considering putting him in my 3rd round because I think in the late 3rd he's pretty interesting, but I think 4th would be where I would be very happy if I can get him in the 4th.
Yeah.
Big-bodied quarterback, has all the physical intangibles, just missing a little bit of the nuance to the position. Hopefully, he gets a spot where he can learn a little bit of those things and rework his footwork and do all the things the quarterback experts want him to do to get better. But man, does he look like a specimen?
Yeah, I think for both of us, for our 3rd and 4th round picks, I think there's a realistic shot we need to flip them. I think there's a better chance we get the tight ends in the 4th round than Aller, but either way, I'm happy with both. And if I can get Aller in the 4th, yes, I'm taking it every single time.
All right. Is there really? Do you guys have vets in the 4th?
Yeah, I got 2. And I love
I've
Chad.
got
So go ahead, Chad. That's a really.
I've got Deshaun Watson. And that's probably one of my bigger buys of the offseason. While nobody's thinking about Deshaun Watson and the draft is kind of in full coverage here, this is the time to go out there and try to get Deshaun Watson right now. If you didn't do it in season when you had the opportunity to get him for free, you have another opportunity to basically get him for free because the rookie draft is inflating these picks. A 4th-round pick, very realistic to get Deshaun Watson. Matter of fact, I did it twice last week. So,
wow.
Go up to the Deshaun Watson owner, say, hey, you know what? You want this guy off your IR? I'll take him off your hands for you. I'll throw, even if you've got to do 2 4th-round picks, I'll throw you 2 4th-round picks. Make up an excuse like you don't want to have to drop players off your roster. 2-for-1 deal here. Do something like that. Play a little bit of mind games, get Deshaun Watson on your team. If he becomes a starter, that's an instant, huge value increase. You're playing with house money here.
Yep, I agree totally. That's honestly better than mine, but I'll still say mine. My vet guy, Zach Ertz, already stated he plans on playing this year. So I'm gonna. He's just such a safety blanket at this point. Again, flex play, tight end on bye weeks, worth more than a 4th. And my spicy one that I think you can get for a 4th currently is Jalen McMillan. I brought him up a couple weeks ago when it might cost a 3rd, and if it does, I'd probably still send it. But I don't think anybody's talking about him as being any kind of relevant. And from what I can, unless they draft a guy relatively early, he has a perfect role to be in their offense a lot of times.
I don't know. They were just talking about him on Reception Perception as like the outside guy, weren't they?
I don't know. I don't listen.
I did just hear him on them talking about him on a podcast. I don't know, man. I think you'd be lucky to get him for a 3rd.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, in that case, Ertz.
And I would not take a fourth for Deshaun Watson. I would take a third.
And you're correct. Keep Trade Cut has him at the 205, so I'm way off. I'm not paying that for him.
Yeah. Like I said, you'd be
Wow.
lucky to get him for a third. So
Wow.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
second
not-
is way more realistic because he's viewed as a starter in Tampa at this point.
Yeah, it's the third starter though.
Yeah. Yeah, but Godwin's never healthy.
Yeah, Keep Trade Cut has Deshaun Watson as worth less than a late fourth.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I got 2 deals done last week, so you may want to give it a go.
Right on. Yeah. I'll throw a couple offers out there. I don't care about my fourths, but that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't take a fourth for him. I might take a third.
Yeah. I don't think I'd move him for a third, to be honest. I just don't think it's worth it. But he's just one of those players I don't think is worth moving at that cost, to be honest with you. Unless there's a player on the board that, like, while we're drafting and, I'm like, okay, this is a value play for me in the third. I'd rather have this guy in the third because I think he's worth more than a third. That's a little bit different. But, yeah, I mean, it just depends. There's a lot of different scenarios here.
All right. We're not going to the 5th round, are we?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Good list, guys. Good list.
Thanks.
I'm impressed. All right, we're in overtime. I just have one movie. I'll talk about it after you guys. What do you got, Austin?
So I started Netflix's live action One Piece. I didn't watch season 1. I'd never watched the original anime.
The anime was really good.
As someone who's into Pokemon as hard as I am, I see One Piece cards everywhere. I have some friends that are really into it.
Don't do it, Austin. Don't do it.
I was like, man, I'm gonna try the Netflix thing before I do the anime, because the anime is like 30 some seasons. I'm not ready to tackle that yet. But the Netflix is only 2 seasons, so I was like, I'll give it a watch. It's really good. It's really enjoyable. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's funny. It's weird enough to where you can tell it's an
You
anime.
didn't start with season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't start with season 1 of the anime.
No, I hadn't watched season 1 when it came out. So
okay,
I got
gotcha.
I'm watching both. I'm about, I think, halfway through season 2 now. Yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's fun. Like you said, it's a light watch, but it also changes up enough where you want to pay attention and watch it.
Yeah, it used to be on Toonami, so I had a long period where I watched Toonami quite a bit. So anything that was on there, I was pretty familiar with. It was a good show. I liked it.
I'm gonna give it a try after the Netflix show.
They're remaking the One Piece anime. I'm pretty sure they're remaking it to condense it to make it more watchable. But if you don't want to wait for that, because the original anime is really, really good. What you can, and I think everybody should watch the original anime especially if you have any interest in watching it. Then you can go online and you can find people that have created like episode list, like
Gotcha.
to show you which ones you can kind of skip, to make it a little bit more enjoyable, because there are some filler episodes.
Yeah, it's funny. You know how you guys make fun of me for being like overly critical of movies and like I don't like Rush Hour because it's cheesy or whatever. I'm the opposite with anime. I can't think of an anime that I don't like. Movies, series, whatever. You pretty much put on anything in front of me and it'll grab my interest. Yet I'm not enough. Yet I've never gotten into any of them.
So they're not that good, is what you're saying.
But they all hold my attention, but none of them I've ever like gotten into, really. Gotcha. The closest, I guess, would be Inuyasha. I watched a lot of episodes of Inuyasha. It was pretty inane, but I liked it.
So yeah, the show Attack on Titan?
Yes. Yeah, I like that show with the giants. Oh,
the best anime I've ever seen. I love Attack on Titan. Yeah. But the people that made Attack on Titan are the people that are remaking One Piece.
Really?
The animators of Attack on Titan, yeah.
I'll definitely check that out.
Austin, that's one. If you haven't seen Attack on Titan, that is incredible.
Also on Toonami.
Incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very adult anime, but it's
I was gonna say
very good.
it borders on horror anime in a way. It's scary.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Very tense.
Yeah, it's probably the most like it's probably the anime that draws you in most as far as like the storyline goes. Like it's pretty awesome.
I'll tell you what, one that I really liked the storyline was did you ever watch Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is awesome.
I really
they redid that too.
I know there were a couple different versions of it, but I really
think
liked
it's called.
Well,
Good.
I was just gonna say the storyline was like unique. I really liked it.
Yeah, they have like Full Metal Alchemist Reloaded, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not any kind of anime expert. I'm not going to try to pretend to be. I just casually watch them.
Same. Yeah.
I do not at all. So this was a cool alternate for me. I liked it so far.
Good on you, man. What about you, Chad? Anything?
Not really, to be honest. I've been watching Survivor whenever I have any free kind of TV time. So
yeah, you need to catch up, man. You're 2 episodes behind, actually. You think you're
Am I 2 episodes behind?
Yes, you're 2. Because I brought up something from last week, and you're like, I haven't watched the most recent one, and I didn't want to break it to you, but you're 2 behind.
Well, I've been watching season 3, and it's so good that
the old
it's kind of hard for me to go back to 50. But like I just watched the episode where they had a reward challenge. And basically the dude, I don't know if you remember in season 3, Ethan, but Ethan wins this reward challenge, and they basically give him 2 goats, and they're like, okay, now you have to go to this African village and sell your goats, and then you can buy anything in the village that you can get. So it's basically up to you. So it's almost like the reward was not only like, did you get a bunch of stuff, like, because you can get whatever you can buy from this village, but you also had to interact with people, and
it's also a challenge.
You got an experience, right? Yeah, and you make you get what you put into it. So if you're able to sell your goats for a lot, then you can get a lot of money and buy stuff. But if you were able to, or if you got swindled, right? If you let yourself get swindled, then you're missing out on a ton of stuff. And then also what they let him do was they let him go back to the tribe, to his survivor tribe, and because they had already merged or whatever, and he got a bunch of items, like personal items, from everybody to sell. So he sold all their personal items and exchanged it for like different like trinkets and all kinds of cool stuff. He brought them like a bunch of cookies, and anyways, really, really cool episode. And I was like, man, they just can't do stuff like that, or they don't do stuff like that anymore.
No, it's so sanitized now.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, it's imagine that experience and how incredible that was. And it's just something I think is missing from the new Survivor for sure.
Yeah, the new Survivor is really good, though. I have to say, 50 has been really good. I'm with you though that I'm annoyed with the celebrity drop-ins.
Yeah.
I don't need the idols to be sponsored by Billie Eilish. Like she's not even there, and I don't care about Zach Brown either.
And do they have to call the idol the Billie Eilish idol every single time they reference the idol?
Yes, they do. They're contractually obligated. Obviously, it's so annoying.
They're like, and the Billie Eilish idol, the Billie Eilish boomerang idol, Billie Eilish boomerang idol. I'm like, oh gosh, can we stop, please?
It's so cringy. Like she hasn't been on the show. Like they haven't played her music. Like they just use her name. It's really weird.
Yeah.
At least Zach Brown was like there, and his thing was kind of cool. Like if you like his music, he went spearfishing for them, and like cooked them dinner, and then played guitar.
But did they have to make the whole episode about that?
Yeah, they did, because he flew all the way to Fiji. But like my wife and I were sitting there talking about it. Like neither one of us is into his music, so like how awkward would it be if you won that challenge and you're like sitting there like listen to this guy play guitar, like looking into your eyes, and you're like have to pretend that you like it because you're on Netflix TV. You don't want to be the asshole.
I would have
we
had
have
my
to bleep
back
that.
turned at the table, just eating the fish while everybody's listening.
Yeah. And
I'm like, man, I haven't eaten in 5 days, dude. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna eat this.
like, I would have gone to Probst and just asked him, like, hey, what's the cash value of this prize? Can I just get an extra flint in case we lose ours?
You're just like, you're off in the corner, huddled up, eating fish.
Yeah.
Just like,
And I don't even like fish, but I mean, if I was in Survivor, I'd eat the hell.
I mean, if you're starving.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I'd be eating it.
Yeah.
So we've been watching a lot of Survivor too. Also The Pit, which I've already talked about. But I watched when I had an evening alone. Had never seen before Legally Blonde.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, wow.
It was so entertaining, just to sit and, like.
So
have a good
that's
time.
entertaining, but Rush Hour isn't.
I mean, it was. Yes, it was. I
Oh
mean,
my
it was
goodness.
stupid and so like, oh my god! All of a sudden, I'm going to Harvard, but it was fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you suspend your disbelief and just go with it, it was a good time. I think I had a couple.
I haven't seen that show or that movie in probably like 20 years or so.
I had never seen it.
I don't even remember what it's about.
It was just a movie that was on my list that I had never seen. That I don't know, for one reason or another, probably.
Yeah.
Adult themed alcohol and whatnot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
missed it.
You need to watch Rush Hour 2, man. The best of the Rush Hours.
I'm gonna watch that one. No, I'm not. I'm gonna watch One Piece. Never mind. I'll watch Rush Hour 2 this weekend.
I don't think
That's
so.
so good.
It's baseball season. So.
Ugh,
Much
Yeah,
rather
fuck.
watch Rush Hour.
I have the Phillies
Right.
and the Orioles every night.
yuck.
Yeah.
Another bad take.
Hey, listen, man. I'm not going to make the case for baseball. I've realized that I like baseball less and less, to the point where, like, I don't know who half these players are. So
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because you're old and you're saying that, because that's what
Yeah,
it is. The old man's
right.
game.
most old guys will love baseball. I think I know more basketball players than I know baseball players now. It's weird. I think I watch more
Yeah.
NBA.
NBA is a lot more fun.
And it's getting to the good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baseball's gone to hell because everything's everybody's just launch angle and swinging for a home run or a strikeout or a walk. It's
Yeah.
not fun. I used to like,
No.
Tony Gwynn was my favorite player. Pete Rose, guys that hit for average.
Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's the problem. It's a problem with baseball. is
not
it's gotten
Cal.
it got
Cal.
so statistical so early that now like they're just kind of they've optimized it, and it's made it a
Yes.
less of a product.
Yeah, I agree. And with baseball, you can do that because, in their minds, you can do that because the sample size is so huge. It's a real
Yeah.
sample size. You really can tell what a hitter's going to do.
Yep.
And the way they are, like, with spin rate and launch angles, and everything is so specific now that it just makes it not fun to watch.
Boring.
Yeah.
So boring.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, on that
Yeah.
note, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else?
Nope.
That's it.
All right.
Sorry, baseball fans. Your
Yeah.
sport
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh my God. I hate to say it because it used to be my first love, but
Same
I
here.
used to love watching the
Me too.
Yankees. I used to love it, but it's not
the
fun
Braves,
anymore.
but yeah.
all right. This has been the front office.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty Front